As a minimalist, I always try to be very mindful and intentional about the things that I'm buying and what I'm spending my money on. And so in this video today, I'm going to share with you 10 things I'm not buying in 2021. And I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I wanted to do a no-buy year for certain categories of items. So today I'm going to share with you what they are and also, of course, what my reasons are for not wanting to buy them this year. Hey my friends, welcome back to the channel where you can get weekly tips and inspiration for leading a more simple, happy and zen life. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already so you'll never miss a video, and let's begin. So these are 10 things that I specifically set a goal for myself not to buy in 2021. And I also have a list of 50 things that I don't buy anymore. I will leave that in the description box if you want to check it out. But these are more things that I never really buy anymore. So of course that also goes for 2021. But this year, I really set a specific goal for these 10 specific things that I won't be buying them either because I have enough, or because I stopped using them, or because I switched over to something new or something better. And before we begin, I quickly want to thank everyone who already signed up for my new online course called Unhurried, the 30-day slow living program. And it's just amazing to see so many people already participating. And if you want to start your new year in a new way, start it more mindfully, more intentionally, then you can still join. The program starts as soon as you sign up, and there's also still a 10% discount code available for everyone who signs up before January 18th. So link and discount code in the description. First thing I'm not buying anymore in 2021 is body scrub. And I've used up all the body scrub that I still had. Finally, I don't use it that often, so it took some time, but I'm finally through, and I decided to purchase this dry body brush instead. So far, I really like it. If you don't know what this is, it is a dry brush that you use to go over your skin before you shower about once a week. And I did notice that I have to be a bit careful with this because my skin is very sensitive. And the first time I used this, I was a little bit too enthusiastic. But yeah, I really like it so far. I like that this is just one thing. I never have to keep buying replacements. And I also noticed that if you use body scrub in the shower, it tends to get really slippery, which is something that I never really liked. And you don't have that with this. Second thing that I decided not to buy in 2021 is foods that I do not want to be eating. And I know myself well enough to know that if I have junk food in the house, it is only a matter of time before I eat it. And 2021 was just very much a year of comfort eating for me, of emotional eating. And I noticed that we do still have very much a healthy base, but there was just a lot of extra junk food and snacks on top of it. And that's kind of a habit that I want to start breaking again in 2021. So my plan is to keep meal planning, to make sure that I always have my pantry stocked with healthy essentials, and that I have enough food in the house that I can always make a healthy meal for myself, and then only every so often get something like snacks or junk food like chips or ice cream or cookies or something like that, because I feel like it is perfectly normal to eat these things and enjoy them every so often. I just don't want to make that into a habit for myself. And if I find myself craving some comfort food this year and it's not in the house, then I'm just gonna try and comfort myself in some other way, practice self-care and try not to make myself feel better by eating something that isn't very healthy. Number 3 is clothing. Now, this is technically a low buy, but I wanted to include it in this list. So a couple of weeks ago, I did a pretty massive wardrobe declutter, and if you've missed that video, I will leave it down below. And I currently have 42 items in my wardrobe total, and I think that that's a good amount. But this year, apart from keeping my wardrobe minimal, I also really want to level it up and improve my wardrobe, because I'm just not really happy with the way that it is now, or not 100% anyway. And so I know that that means I'll be investing a bit more into my wardrobe this year than usual. But that's okay. I just want to add some more items that really work well on me in terms of fit and color. So I've given it some thought, and I decided that I'm allowed to buy 8 new items for my wardrobe this year max. And so I think that this will give me the space that I need to try out some new things and get a bit more creative and really find some things that really work well on me, but still be very intentional with my purchases and don't go overboard. And actually, I think 8 is more than I bought last year, so. Next on the list of things I'm not buying in 2021 is coffee cups, coffee pads, tea bags, things of that nature. If you've seen more of my videos, you will know that I drink a lot of tea. And I also really love coffee, but last year, mostly at the end of last year, I switched over to new ways of preparing these drinks that create a lot less waste. It is cheaper, it's healthier, and it tastes a lot better. So for my tea, I now use loose leaf tea and I prepare it in my French press. And I am so in love with it because that means that I don't need tea bags. I also don't need a sieve because I just never really enjoyed making tea with a sieve before. And with the French press, it's just all in one and I can prepare my tea like that. And I also noticed that loose leaf tea has a much higher quality, in my experience anyway, overall than the tea that you can find in tea bags. And for coffee, we recently switched over to an espresso machine. And this one is just very modest and small, which I love. It's not exactly high-end, but I still find the quality to be really, really high. And we grind our own beans now, and the coffee is just 1,000 times better than what I used to be able to make with an espresso. And there's a lot less waste this way, and I'm just really happy with this. If I could, I would make coffee all day. Something else I made the conscious decision not to buy in 2021 is furniture. And last year we did a few small upgrades in the house. We replaced our very old bed and our worn out dining room chairs, which I'm still really happy with. But other than those things, everything is still the same as it was when we moved in here 8 years ago. To be completely honest, I would actually love to replace some of our furniture, especially our couch. The one that I'm sitting on right now, there's a lot of discoloration and it's just not very comfortable anymore. It's kind of worn out, and also these cushions, you cannot really take out the cushions and get them cleaned or anything, so it's kind of annoying. But actually we are hoping to be able to move to a new apartment within maybe 1 or 2 years. That will be really nice, and I actually hope to wait with any new purchases until after we move. We live on the 4th floor and there's no elevator, only this very narrow winding stairs. So moving furniture is not the easiest. But apart from that, I just don't really believe in replacing things that are still good. And some of our furniture is still good. So it makes a lot more sense to wait until after we move. And I'm just gonna use what we have until then and love it until it is completely worn out. If you wanna know more about my plans and goals for 2021, then you can join me on Patreon. Patreon is another platform where I post videos and share things about my life, and the videos over there are quite different than the ones on YouTube. They're more casual, more personal. Recently I discussed my plans and goals for this year, and I also like to create them in collaboration with my patrons. So I often make videos based on topics that they suggest or questions that they have, and it's a lot of fun. So feel free to join us over there. We have a wonderful community of positive people there, and I'd love to have you. It's a great way to support the channel as well. You can find it at patreon.com/simplehappyzen. Something else I'm not buying in 2021 is plants, and I made the conscious decision for myself with a no buy, no plants this year. I actually did a count and I have quite a few. I have lucky number 13. And I think that is enough. The more plants you have, the more work it becomes to keep them all healthy. And I do enjoy taking care of my plants, but I just don't want to overcomplicate my life and have to schedule things around when I have to water which plant, etc. Next is servingware, mugs, plates, bowls, cups, glasses, everything in that category. I am not the type of minimalist who only has 2 plates and 1 bowl and 1 spoon. I certainly don't have the crazy amount that I used to have, but I still have enough. And this way I don't have to wash that 1 plate 4 times a day, and I still have enough for if someone comes over for dinner. Although sometimes I will have to borrow some things in that case, but I like to keep it simple. I don't want to overcomplicate my life simply to own less or to only own 1 plate or 1 bowl. However, I just really love buying these things somehow. I always find them so pretty, and it's just really nice to get a new mug or like a pretty ceramic bowl. But I have enough. So this year I decided it's going to be a hard no buy for anything in this category. Next category of items I'm not going to be buying anymore in 2021 is video games. And I've always been quite into video games to play in my free time, and last year especially me and my boyfriend have been spending a lot of time playing video games together, which was a lot of fun and definitely something that we will keep doing in 2021 as well. However, last year we bought quite a few new games on sale, and I think that these can really last us all through 2021 as well. So I want to make it a point to first play all of these games before we add new ones to our possessions. Even if they are digital and they don't take up space, it'll still create this long list of games that I still need to play, and I always get a little nervous if I have long lists like that. So I made it a point not to buy any new video games this year. And of course, if you enjoy reading, then this is something that you could definitely do with your books as well. Something else I won't be buying in 2021 is handbags, purses, backpacks, wallets, things of that nature. And this is a very hard no buy for me. I recently got rid of my one handbag, and so currently I only have a really small purse and a backpack, and that works really well. So if I'm going out quickly, I can just take my purse, and if I want to bring some more stuff with me, like my water bottle or my laptop, then I can bring my backpack. And I also have one larger one that I use for if I'm going out of town for a few days. So 3 in total, and that is absolutely enough for me. Last thing on my list that I want to share with you is beauty products. So last year I actually experimented a bit here and there with switching up some routines, trying some new things out. I also bought some makeup products that were on sale, and I bought like 2 or 4 of the same ones to save money, so I have quite a bit of stock. And I also worked with a few brands that sent me stuff that I really like, of course, and it's free, so it's great. But as of right now, I feel like I'm kind of drowning in all of these things. It is nowhere the amount of things that I used to own, but still, I feel like it is enough for now. So I'm gonna use up what I have first before buying something new, and I'm also going to be very mindful of saying no to brands if they want to send me something, and if I still have some of their old product left, I'm gonna use that up first as well. And something else is that I finally am through my perfume collection, which is a weight off my shoulders. And to be honest, I'm thinking of going without it for a while and seeing how I like that. Actually, my deodorant smells really nice, so I don't really feel like I need it, and I only wear perfume when I go out anyway, which is not happening a lot right now. So I decided to try and go without perfume for a while and see how I like that. If you're also planning on doing a no-buy year or a low-buy year, then please share the things that you won't be buying anymore in 2021 in the comments. I'd love to see, and I also recommend watching this video because this is a deep dive into how to do a no-buy year the right way, and I give you tips to make sure that you actually succeed in your no-buy goals or low-buy goals. So I will leave that video in the description box. Be sure to check out Unhurried and sign up before January 18th to get 10% off. Link and discount code in the description. And as always, questions, comments, conversations down below. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.